everyone, it's me Laura from the Papered Soul. Welcome back to my channel. I've had a few days where it's gone by and I haven't had a chance to do any more installments or episodes for my sunflower series. And so this is Make a Journal with Me, my sunflower series, and I'm making a sunflower journal from start to finish. And the paper kit I'm using is from Artymaze, and it is the Sunflower Bloom kit in her shop, and it is absolutely gorgeous. August is a perfect time to make a sunflower journal because the sunflowers are in bloom, and it's bright and cheery, and I know we all need a little perking up. So the first thing I'm going to try to do is we're just going to get started because I'm just started putting some things together, and I've kind of pre-prepped some of it because I don't want the videos, if the video goes long I don't mind, but I want to make sure I'm putting content out here for you, and so I've kind of prepped some things. So we're just going to start with that, and I'll tell you as I go. If you haven't subscribed, please think about doing that. I'd love to have you as a Papered Soul channel follower and a subscriber, and please do that. You can also hit the bell and it will notify you whenever I release my latest videos. Excuse me. And also, if you like, please give me a thumbs up. All right, so we're gonna start. I did some stenciling on these little pages, and then I also decided to do some little elements to these little flips. So I've kind of got them started, and I just am going to put it together for you, and I'll show you what I did. And I just have them paper clipped in there, ready to go. I went on ahead and I had some extra paper of hers that I had printed, and I didn't want it to go to waste. So I ended up making two little, well, that one's going to be like a little tag, and then this one is going to be, you know, like a little journal booklet there. So I'm just going to go ahead. What I thought I would do with this one, this is going to, I've already edge punched it and inked it, but I thought it needed a little something here. So before I do anything, I thought I would glue, or not glue, before I glue it, I thought I would do some messy stamping on it, just to give it a little bit of background. And so I thought I would just use these fun little numbers. And this is just a little stamp here. So I'm just going to take a little bit of, make sure it's straight up and down. I'm just going to kind of do it by hand. Let me put some paper under this. But just to kind of give the background a little something interesting kind of to look at. So I'm just going to kind of do light and maybe that. And maybe maybe a little here. Okay, so just a little there, and I'll go ahead and kind of clean my stamp off. I just stamped the rest of the ink off. And do that. So just doing sections of the stamp and not putting a whole image down like that is what I did. And so then I'm ready to glue this in. So I'll just pull that off to the side. And I'm just going to glue this one right here. I've already cut it, like I said, and have it ready to go. So I'm going to glue it like a pocket. That's what I'm going to make. So do the sides and the bottom, just a little bit of glue. I hope everybody's doing okay. Like I say, my week has just gotten so out of control, and I just kept not being able to get to my next installments with you guys, and I'm like, I've got to make this happen. Plus, I want to get it done, right? I really appreciate everybody watching my episodes, and I really appreciate all your comments. Please keep the comments coming. I like to interact, and I learn from you as well. But I really appreciate everyone's sweet comments. It means a lot to me. Okay, so I have that, and then I was going to make, I went on and made another butterfly. I was going to do like a tab on one of the pages, and I changed my mind because I actually thought this little butterfly would be cute here, and so I decided to do that. So I'm going to just glue him there. And I'm not going to make him a tuck or anything, so I'm just going to let him just be beautiful where he is. I've already done my antennas and my stickles, and in a previous installment you can see how I prep my butterflies for this kind of thing. So just put him there on that pocket. And then what I will do, and I don't have my ribbon in here right now, but probably what I'm going to end up doing, and I'll do that when I get ready to embellish, I'll put some finishing touches on them, and we can do that on camera together too, but this will be ready to just sit in here once it's dry. Okay, so that's what that's going to look like. And then this will flip up. I'm going to take that out because I don't want it to get stuck while it's still drying, but then this will flip up and you can do some more journaling in there too. So that's going to be that, like that. And then this one I'm going to glue in, and this one I did a flip, so I'm just going to take my paper clip off. I've already inked it, did a little square so it'll be like a Rita Donnelly flip, and I'm just going to take it and hold it like that so I'll know that my glue needs to go on those two sides. And so I hope to have this video up tonight for y'all to watch, and then we'll see what else happens. I might not be able to record another installment until tomorrow, so we will see. I've got a lot of ideas. I think what was getting me today is I ended up having a lot of ideas, and then I was like, ooh, I gotta prep a lot of stuff before I get on with you guys, so I was trying to get some things prepped so that, you know, we can kind of get some things done. And a lot of stuff, you know, I've shown you how I'll glue something on and then fold this around and then cut it out, and, you know, I may sew on this as well. And I'll probably just do a tuck like that, but don't put it all the way in so that while the glue's drying, it doesn't get glued in. So I just thought that those pages needed a little something like that, and I thought that would be cute, so I'm gonna let that dry, so I'm just gonna leave that like that. But it's getting chunky. We're moving right along. I want to decorate this page here, and what I was going to do, I finally did print out on my coffee dye paper some of the quotes, and I know I normally will print them out on regular copy paper, and then kind of size them or see where I want them in the journal, and then once I kind of feel like if they need sizing or changing depending on where I want to put them, I finally get that finalized, and then I print it out on coffee dyed paper. So I did that, and what I'm going to do is trim this out just a little bit, and I'm going to pull out some of the elements that I have in here. So this is a flip up pocket there, and I was wanting to put a quote, and I wanted to back it with a contrasting color, and I was thinking about doing this kind of a yellow-green to kind of pick up the yellow-greens on the page and just add contrast to the page and interest. So I'm going to trim this out just a little bit, and I use my little trimmer that I love, tabletop trimmer. Like I said, this is one of the tools that I just wouldn't want to do without because I've gotten so used to it. Let's see if I can. kind of wanting to buckle up. Let me do it this way. There we go. Okay, so now I'm going to ink that. But y'all probably thought I forgot all about you. It's just been super, super busy. And I know, I'm sure that happens to you all when you're working on your crafting and you're thinking, oh, I just want to get to my craft. I've got an idea or so many ideas and things that I want to do. And you just can't get to it. It's just crazy. So then normally, after I ink, I'll just find a spot. This looks crooked right here. I would use that. And I might want a little more paper. So I think I'm just gonna do this, glue this right here, like that. But anyway, so Thursday already, and I hope you all have had a good week. I hope your week has not been as crazy as mine, but it has been nuts. And it feels so good to be able to sit down today and start working on this again. I hope you've been able to watch the other episodes, get some hot tea or a cup of coffee and just chill out and join me. It's fun. It's just fun to watch somebody else cut and glue and make decisions, and it's just kind of relaxing. So I hope you get to do that. I have 5 other episodes out already, and so this will be the 6th episode. The other thing I'm going to do is I'm going to back this, let's see if this is thick enough. Not quite. So I use my scrap papers for this because I want to make a pocket right here. So I want it to be sturdy. And I'm going to go ahead and ink, knock that white off, gives it dimension. And then we're going to glue this to the back. It's so funny, the other day I was getting ready, I was actually getting ready to do some of my orders, and I couldn't print the orders out. And then I think after I did that, I was going to work on my journal, but my internet was out, and it just threw my whole day out of whack. It's amazing just how out of whack that can throw you, you know, if the internet or computers and stuff aren't working. And so then I looked around and I was like, well, I guess I could clean. I've always could do some cleaning. It's kind of like a bittersweet thing. And then it started, once I get started in my cleaning, it's always like, it starts to feel good. It's just getting started. And it starts to feel good because, you know, you're like neatening up the place and neating up the joint. And it kind of feels good to do that. But then I got stopped from that. I'm telling you, it's been a weird one. So anyway, that's where we are. I don't know about y'all, but I've got my brain on so many other little journals I want to try to work on. So many pretty little journals. It's like there's just never enough time to do it all. So now I'm going to go ahead and ink that after I have backed it with some coffee dye paper to make it sturdy. Get that ready to go. I think I'm about ready to start some, like a Halloween journal. I'm kind of wanting to do that. Okay, so I hope I didn't get that too, I might have to trim that a little bit, or that actually might just be perfect. might just trim it off the teensiest bit on this side. And you know what that means. I'm gonna ink it again. It's okay, it's what we do around here. All right, so let's see how that fits now. Yeah, that's good. So it's just a teensy bit of the background color is showing through. And I'll kind of keep it like that, and then that'll be my pocket. So let's get that glued down. I love making little pockets with quotes on them. It's one of the things I love to do. There we go. There we go. Kind of press that down. So you got your flip, and then this is a pocket. All right, so things to put in the pocket. A while ago, I had a scrap. I was messing with some yellow paper, and then I had this scrap of yellow left over, and I thought that would make a perfect little ticket, or not a ticket, but a little tag. So I have my little tag punch here. This is 1 inch and 13/16, so 1 13/16 of an inch. So it's really a nice little size. And to help you out, I started to see if I could just put the paper in there, but then I realized, you know, I like to back it, so I went on and backed it with coffee dye paper. But it's good when you're working with these to have a tail, so to speak, of extra paper so that you can, you know, move it around in there and everything. Because if you're just moving this little piece, it'll get lost in the mechanism there. So I think this should work. Let's just see if it does, and it does. And you kind of get the design in there that you like. And make sure that all of the yellow is covering that, and then punch. Okay? So then I've got myself a cute little, see how cute that is? And I've already decided, or I was trying to decide, I brought my twine in here, and I brought the green. I've got like an apple green, and then I have like a lemon yellow. So I was like trying to see what would be the prettiest. I think I might, I think I'm gonna do green. I'm gonna do green. So I'm gonna punch a little hole in that. Before I do that, I'm gonna go ahead and just ink it up. Get a little distressing on the back of it there, and knock in the front, and just knock some of that white off around there. And then I'm going to punch my hole. And let's see. Just kind of eyeball it. Yeah. So then I take my, I tell you what I like to do is I like to tie a little knot on the end of each of them, just to keep it from fraying. So I do that, and I think I'll do, just cut that, excuse me, and then let's tie a knot on this end. I hope I'm staying in frame for you guys. Okay, and then I just bring them together and put that little loop folded part through, and then I think that's called a lark's head, where you pull that through on the other side, and there you go. So I've got that, so that'll be cute in there. You just set that in there for a little pop of color. And you know what? I don't think I was gonna do that one on that one. I think I was gonna do my green on that. Well, it doesn't matter. You can do different things. And I could always switch it out if I want to. But the other thing I did is I went ahead and I stamped with one of my favorite stamps. And it's like a tag stamp. And I just think it's always so cute. And I don't know how I did it, but I got that pretty even on there. On this, just some extra papers, just a strip of off cut. And I like to fold it. Now there's different things you can do. You can make a booklet out of it and just end up like accordioning it and then cutting it so that you just have individual pages, or you can make an accordion out of it and tuck it in there. So let's try to make an accordion out of it. And what I do, but I couldn't believe how even I got that. And I had one, I mean, you see I barely had any space. I mean, I had to get it spot on, so. And I do what I normally will do. Oh, wait. All right, and then, now I am gonna cut that. So I do need to cut this flush with the side there. And I can go, I don't have to do this now, but I will. Cut around that image. And here I'm going to cut, but I'm just gonna stop at the end. There. Yep. Okay, I think this is gonna work. So now it's gonna be like this, and then I'm going to fold it this way and try to get the edge of that tag as flush with the fold as I can. Do that. And then fold the other side. Like that. And then fold. And you can make it as long as you want to. For this one, I don't know. Let me make another one. You can always cut it off if you feel like it's too long, or I mean, you know, too long or too thick, I should say, because I still want it to fit nicely in that little pocket there. So let's see what we have. Let's do another one. Like that. I'll just go in and do all of them, and then if we think it's too long, I'll trim it off. That's basically what I do. And let's see here. On the last one. And then I'll have to trim it. Let's see if that's even. Last one's not even. So when you have the back, sometimes it just depends. Sometimes it's fun. I've got a little excess there. See? Sometimes it's fun to fold that back and make a pocket back there. And I do like to do that. But again, this one is, I gotta make sure it's not too thick for my pocket, which I don't think it is. No. No, that's not too thick. So see, folding it back, that makes that pocket thick like that. And then I could actually put some, I've got some sunflowers, washi tape here. I could put that right there. So there's all kinds of things you can do. You just get to messing with stuff and playing with things. So I think what I'll do is I'll go ahead and just glue this to fold it over on itself. Do that, and that way my pocket's already nice and thick. Not thin, you know, I like thick elements. And they're not like too thick, they're just perfect, but I just don't want anything to be too thin so that you may rip it, and you don't want that. Okay. And let's see if this washi tape will about cover that. I'm lucky because it does. It just about covers it. Perfect. So I'm just going to line this up. I think I got off there. There we go. And just like that. And probably before I cut it, I got it lined up, what I'm going to do is pull it back. Now that I got it, I had it lined up, but I'm going to just go on and put a little glue here so it won't go anywhere. My glue bottle is whistling at you. Alright, so we're just going to do that. And then I'm also going to do, I kind of did that side. Let me see if I can do this side too. Just to keep it from coming up, just to make sure. And then I will cut it. Okay. So there we are there. So now I've built in a little pocket back here. And let me glue the sides of that. Just the sides, and then put that up there. And then I'll have to figure out something cute to put in there for our back pocket. So it's just like a little surprise. Now what I'm going to do is follow this line here and cut so that the whole thing looks like the shape of my tag and my stamp. And this. There we go. And see how that did back there? I might have to add a little more glue right there. Make sure that pocket stays down. And then you have this. Now, sometimes what I will do is I'm going to put a little ribbon through here. And it's so funny because I had actually thought of putting that ribbon on this, and then my green ribbon, which I have already lost. Where's my green ribbon? Here it is. I was going to put my green ribbon on this yellow tag. So we'll just see what it looks like. But before I do that, and since I'm going to put a ribbon in there, I want this to be double. So I'm going to fold that, glue that over on itself. So we'll do that. That will make that thicker. So then I still have this accordion look. Got a pocket right there. You can journal all over that little piece of paper like that. And I'm also going to see if I can do a little inking around it. But isn't that cute? It's one of the elements that I love to do. It's just kind of fun, just something else to stick in a pocket, and just something else interesting to pull out and look at and write on. It's still useful. You can journal all over that. My sponge is getting sad looking. I usually work with sad sponges. It doesn't take long to get them all ratty with all the inking we do. So we've like had a lot of rain, and then we've had a lot of sun, which it's really good because it's giving me and giving us the best of both worlds. But the grass is growing like crazy, I must say. It seems like my husband will mow, and it seems like 2 days later it's like crazy again. I'm just doing these little creases just very lightly. That gives it some demarcations there of where the little tags start and stop, the little journal sections. And let's do the bottom of this one. And I could cut that off, but I don't think I will. It's just the bottom part, so I think it looks good the way it is. So let's do my hole punch here. And let me see if I want to trade this out. Lost my tag. Hold on. Okay. I promise you, if I got money or commission for every piece of every piece of something that lands on the floor, I would be so rich. I have things falling off on the floor all day long. Okay, so I got that, and let's fold it up. Give it a good accordion there. And there you have that. And so I'm just going to stick that in my pocket. Okay. And then on this one, let's do this little ribbon. This is some seam binding. I do sell a bunch of seam binding in my shop as well. I've got my shop listed below. It's the Papered Soul on Etsy. So I have a lot of different craft and journal supplies that you can get a hold of and have fun with in your journals, and other crafting too. I'm gonna have to make me another one because I ripped that. Okay, so we're just gonna pretend that beautiful ribbon is there, and I will have that one fixed. Oh my gosh, it's like I say, it's been that kind of a week. But anyway, I will, you see where I was going with that. Wouldn't that be pretty with that little pretty green ribbon? So I'm gonna have to make another one of those, and I'll just have that fixed next time. So that's where that was gonna go. But let me show you. Yeah, you can't see it now, how cute that was gonna be. All right, so that's where I was going with that. So I got those two little elements in there. Got that little quote pocket. You'll have to take these out to open that up. I still got in mind what I'm going to do there, but I'm going to do that later. I'm going to crochet on that page. And let me see if this is the next one I was going to do. Oh, did I even read this quote to you? Nobody sees a flower, really. It is so small. We haven't time, and to see takes time. That's Georgia O'Keeffe. And she's that artist that makes these beautiful, what does she do? I don't know if she does watercolor or oil or what, but she makes those beautiful close-up pictures, paintings of flowers. So I just thought that was neat because it's true. We see flowers, but do we really see them like a close up in all the little intricate parts? Because we don't have time or take time to be able to do that. So it's just a nice little reminder to slow down and take in the beauty of things. So this is my next page, I believe, that I'm going to work on. And what I did is I did a paint chip, and I just thought that really looked like the pretty shades of the petals that you would see with a sunflower. I am going to sew around these, but what I'm going to do first, I decided, I put some coffee dye paper on the back already, and I just stamped little bees in the, the little squares that were opened. And so what I'm going to do is I'm going to cut this up, and I'm just going to go down the line. Now I could use my cutter, but I just thought I would do it right here with you all. My cutter's just off to the side, but so I'm cutting these little white strips out in between the colors. So it'll end up being like 3 little individual paint chips and these different colors here. And I thought, okay, now what I thought I would do, because they've got a rounded edge, then I went and got my rounder, but when I punched it, I realized this punch rounder, it's bigger, it's larger, it takes in more of the corner, so I had to go back and punch those as well to make them even, but it still works really well. So I'm just going to punch all of them so that they'll all be uniform and rounded. This is a handy tool, so if you don't have one of these, they come in handy. Got this at Hobby Lobby, and it's really good. Really good one. And then I'm going to ink them, just like I do everything. I've never done this before, so I just thought I would do something a little different this time with my paint chips. I usually will just I'll sew around them and I'll just leave them in the journal as one big, large journaling card, which works out great. And but this time I just thought I would do a little something different. I had an idea for it, and I thought, well, let's try it. Do the backs. So it is fun coming up with ideas and trying to think, of using something differently than you've done it before in the past. And I might just trim this off just a little bit better. And you never know until you try things, and ideas come to you as you sit and make things. And I know a lot of times people are like, and I know what it feels like to be uninspired. It's kind of frustrating. You want to do your crafting, but like nothing's coming to you, nothing's coming to mind. And that can be really frustrating. But I have found sometimes the most simplest thing that you do, even if it's just sitting down with some stamps or just playing with some sort of small element like this, just start thinking, what can I do differently with something like this that I've never done before? It's usually the little small, get back, to doing something on a small scale. and then it won't seem so overwhelming, and you'll be surprised how, you know, the creativity just starts to build from there. So what I was thinking about doing was layering these. Now I'm going to tell you the names of these. This is Golden Castle, this is Golden Moon, and this is Maple Taffy. And what I thought I would do is layer them together, and I was going to punch a hole. I'll probably just punch one and then mark them. And I was going to tie, I was going to tie a ribbon around it and just stick it in this pocket here. And I just thought that would be cute, and then you could just, you know, kind of flip through it, and you can write on the back of them and everything like that. So let me do one corner first. Let's see. Kind of get it. There we go. And then I'll just take the other one. I need my pencil. Just mark that. Just kind of have an idea where to mark, punch it. Do the same with the other one. There we go. And then I'm going to layer them up, and I'm going to do the descending order from light to, or do I want to do dark? I may do dark. What looks the prettiest? Might be pretty from light to dark. Might do that. And then I'm going to see if this will work. So I'll cut me some cream colored seam binding, and I fold it, and I'm going to do that little lark's head knot again, or loop. Well, they call it a knot. And then that, and I hope I cut it long enough. This one shouldn't rip like my other tag did. I'm really sorry about that. I was just being too rough with it, I guess. There we go. I just thought that was cute. And so you can just flip through them, you know. You can untie that bow, journal on them, tie it back. And I thought that would be a cute element. Now, you could always, you know, just stick them in a little pocket, or you could probably have one kind of sitting out. This little tag could be like that. And I do have on the back here a, I guess I'll keep that paper clip there. The other thing I had thought of is I could just put this over it and put this in the pocket there and put that like that. So I'm not sure. So you can just, you know, figure out how you want to lay it out. Kind of put it lower so that you can see that there is something else, another little goodie in that pocket. And then I did have this paper clip on here to hold on this little, I'm going to put some lace on that, so I'm just kind of put it there, and I thought that was pretty. That's one of the journal cards I made. And I'm probably going to put some lace on it later. This was the page that I was going to use the butterfly, the wing as a tab, but I decided to use it somewhere else like I did on the front of this little pocket right there. So I decided to use this tab. It's already prepped. And I did want to put a tab there to help separate these two pages because they're the same size, and sometimes you can mistake it for one page. So I just thought that would make that a little easier. I've already prepped this. You've seen me prep how I make them a little bit sturdier and how I do that in my previous episodes. So I'm going to go in and glue that on. Just glue the whole thing. And let's see, the way I had it was like that. So I'm just gonna do, yeah, just like that. Make sure it's even over here. There we go. So you got a little sunflower peeking out. Just puts a little pop of color there. But it gives you a tab to turn those pages so that you'll realize and they won't get lost. Now, what I was going to put here, all right, I had my little quote, sunflowers, ooh, and I'm going to have to, that got off centered. So you know what, we're going to skip that. I'm going to have to retype that. So we'll do that element in the next episode. Boy, I'm just having a, but this is real life. This is crafting. Sometimes things like that happen. I had just fixed that, I thought, and for some reason that was off. And then my paper, when I ran it through the printer, got a big old black smudge there. So I was putting white paint there, trying to get rid of it. And what I'm going to do is do some stamping and try to decorate that little quote page. But what's going to happen is that quote will be sitting in that little tuck right there. So I thought that was going to be pretty, but we'll do that in the next episode. All right, let's look at our stuff out. Let's see, stencil the second. What I was going to do was stencil this page. So I've got my little note here, evergreen bough stenciling, and I've already picked out this particular design. I want to do the flourish design on this. So I'm going to move the book aside, pull this page out, and put that sideways so I don't forget where it's supposed to be. And then I'm going to do some stenciling. Let's see how I want to do this. So I'm going to do some little swirls on this page. I thought would be pretty because I just wanted it to kind of be a page where you can just do some journaling and write on it. That's pretty, and then I'll flip it around and do this way. Little flourishes. Always know how to pretty up a page. Got that good, very good. So there's that, and I thought that would be pretty, and like I say, it's free to journal on. So this goes like this, and then there we are. So when you open that page, you've got your fun elements over here, and then you have that pretty color to tie that in. The other thing that I wanted to do is work on this page here. And I went on ahead and paper clipped. What I have is one of the coin envelopes on the other side. And so I was going to use this as a little tuck. And I thought I would make a little journal spot by gluing that to it, and then this will fold over, and I just thought that would be pretty on that page. Not too busy, but a little something to tie in for that page. So I was seeing how, folding it to see how long I needed it to be, and I think, so I folded it over, and apparently I got a little rip in it, but not to despair. I'm going to fix that, and I'll show you what I'll do. So I think that right there would probably be good. So that little crease there, and I'm going to cut that. Slide this through up to my mark. Got some extra paper there. Alright, so now I'm going to decide, do I want to edge punch it at all? or just keep it, and it'll tuck up under here. So so I don't know, I might just ink it. I don't think I'm gonna punch that, simply because I don't want it to get too thin. I mean, as far as the width of it, so I may just go ahead and just ink it. It's so funny how we end up making decisions about things, like whether to punch, whether or not to punch. You just have to look at it and look at it again and eyeball it one more time until you can finally decide what looks good to you. And that's what I do. I know we've talked a lot about some people are really good at making their decisions and like, yeah, that's what I'm gonna go with, and I'm over here hem-hawing around, do I not? I'm not sure, I'll make a decision tomorrow, and then I use my little notes, and that buys me a little more time to think on it. But, you know, it's just whatever process works for you. Like I say, once it's glued down usually, and you're pretty committed. So I like to make sure I'm going to be okay with it before I do that. All right, so I've got that inked, and then let's fix that tear. I'm so glad to have sunflower washi tape, so I am going to do that. And sometimes to me this is like a happy accident, because it's just, you'll see why I think that. I think what I'm going to do is go ahead and just put a little glue before I put my washi tape on it. And then I'm gonna, now sometimes it's fun to start with kind of a tattered edge with your washi tape and not just such a straight edge. So what I think I'm gonna do is just kind of rip it and make it a little uneven. And then I'm going to just put some there. Put that over here. And I think I'm gonna just wrap it around to the back. And I'll put a little glue on this. Oh, I'm just putting it directly on the, well, I guess I can put it back on the paper. Doesn't matter, washi tape or on the paper, just a little bit to make sure that the washi tape will stick and stay down. And then I'm just gonna flush, do that. I got that nice pretty flower there, so I'm pulling it out just a little bit more and just doing another little rip. And then I do that. So see, I have something interesting on the back. I was like, what? What's that? What'd she do? It's like a little pretty sunflower band-aid. And if you wanted to, you could come in here just for fun and add another one. I think I'm just gonna keep it as one, just cause it's just different, you know? So there, I prettied it up, still got, just patched it up, gave it a little boo-boo strip, sunflower boo-boo strip, and then you still get to use your paper, and all is not lost just because it got ripped. So that is the beauty of all of this. So I'm gonna ink this now. And I am going to glue that on. You could, if you wanted to, you could sew this around here like that and have a pocket right there. I had thought of doing that. I just don't think I will at this point. I think I'm just going to go in and glue it on there, and that will just kind of keep it simple. So now it's clouding up again, so I hope you can still see pretty good. light is all right. Alrighty. There we go. So yeah, I just thought that was so pretty. So it's from the kit, and then I used my pattern paper with it. And I'm kind of glad I ripped it because I like that there. You know, I could come and make it interesting and put a piece of washi tape. Where's the beginning and the end? And I could put a little piece over here just for fun and do it this way. What I may do is make it a little bit shorter. And even though this doesn't need repairing, I'm just making it work. You know what I'm saying? So I'm gonna pull that back just a little bit. Now I've got it lined up, and add a little bit of glue just to make sure it doesn't go anywhere. Yeah, just for fun. And it's times like this when you can just kind of get lost in what you're doing, and you're just thinking about what, you know, the fun crafting that you're doing, and you're not thinking about other stuff. You just kind of get lost in what you're doing. So I'm gonna kind of tuck that right there. I will finish prepping this later. I also went on ahead and added, I sneaked things in on y'all, and I added another calendar page. I just thought it would be fun to also have a calendar flip. And we've used this paper in some of the earlier episodes, but I just thought that would be a fun use of some paper there. And I am still contemplating that page. Lace is going to go on that. And then this, what I'm going to do is I'm going to decorate this. So I've already cut out some elements. That's one of the pictures from the, you know what? I didn't bring my little stamps in here to finish doing this. So what I may do is wait and do this on the next episode, because what I'm gonna do is create a pocket there, and I'm gonna cover this up. Now you don't have to, but this says August of 2017, which is nice because that's why I wanted to use, you know, some fun calendar pages, and you can still journal all over that. And then I'm gonna put that there, possibly put this beside it, and I've got an element that I'm going to create with this, so we're going to put that together. But since the element I wanted to create with this is something I was going to do with my little alphabet stamps, and I didn't bring them in here. So I may just cut it off, and then I'll start recording for the next episode, and we'll just cut it off at this point for today. So you can just kind of see how I go along. I'm sorry about this, so I'll do that in the next episode too. So stay tuned, and you can see what I'm going to do with these elements. And I hope you enjoyed this and just enjoyed watching me just piddle around as I decorate my sunflower journal. And that's really just kind of what I do. I just kind of mess around with it and gather little pieces of paper and figure out what I'm going to do for each spread. This I'm going to sew around, and I've got that ready to go, and I'm going to put some lace at the top right there. So yeah, we're making some headway. I ended up moving this booklet. I don't know if I told you that before, but I just thought that was prettier there. I had it further up to the close to the front of the book, and I just like it better here. So let me just stop this, and then I'll start another episode, and we'll continue on doing the decorating of the pages and some embellishing on the sunflower journal. Thanks for joining me. Take care. Bye.